ويل لكل همزة لمزة. Guarding our tongue. This verse uses a term, whoa, which is a serious warning of punishment. The verse specifically targets two types of harmful speech: slandering, criticizing someone directly, and backbiting, speaking negatively about someone in their absence. Reflections and lessons. 1. Be mindful of your speech, both in public and private. 2. Break the habit of gossip and negative talk about others. 3. Strive to replace harmful speech habits with positive ones. الذي جمع مالا وعدده. Wealth obsession. This verse warns against harmful behavior driven by greed and miserliness. It describes people who 1. Accumulate wealth, constantly seeking more. 2. Obsessively count their wealth, showing excessive attachment. This behavior stems from a fear of poverty. It also comes from an excessive love of wealth. It leads to selfish actions. Reflections and lessons. 1. Avoid obsessing over material wealth. 2. Be mindful of the negative effects of greed on your character and society. 3. Strive for a balance between financial security and moral integrity. 4. Consider how you can use your resources to benefit others, not just yourself. يحسب أن ماله أخلده. The fleeting nature of wealth. This verse criticizes people who hoard wealth, forgetting that they all inevitably leave it behind when they die. Instead of accumulating riches, it's better for them to use their wealth to help others, earning good deeds that will benefit them in the afterlife, the eternal life. Reflections and lessons. 1. Remember that life is temporary, regardless of how much wealth you accumulate. 2. Don't let the illusion of security that wealth provides blind you to life's realities and eternal life. كلا لينبذن في الحطمة. The consequences of hoarding. The verse starts with no. This is rejecting the previous idea that wealth can somehow make a person immortal. Then it introduces a consequence. He will surely be thrown into the crusher. The word crusher or al-hutama in Arabic, it gives a sense of something that completely breaks or destroys. It's likely a reference to hell or some form of divine punishment. Reflections and lessons. 1. Recognize that wealth doesn't provide ultimate protection or security. 2. Be mindful of the consequences of your actions, regardless of your financial status. 3. Consider how you can use your resources in ways that have positive eternal consequences. وما أدراك ما الحطمة. Consequences beyond imagination. This verse uses a powerful rhetorical device to draw attention. It does this by asking a question. And what can make you know what the crusher is? It's as if it's saying, this is so important and so intense that you can't even imagine it without special insight. Reflections and lessons. 1. Don't underestimate the consequences. 2. Recognizing there is always more to learn. نار الله الموقدة, the fire that never diminishes. The crusher is the fire of Allah. That suggests its incredibly powerful force. It's kindled or stoked, indicating that this fire never diminishes. Reflections and lessons reflect on the idea of consequences that are ongoing rather than temporary. التي تطلع على الأفئدة, the fire that sees. The verse describes the fire of Allah as looking over the hearts. This means the fire either burns the hearts quickly or reveals what's inside the hearts. Either way, it suggests that the fire affects the people differently based on their heart's content. Reflections and lessons. 1. Reflect on the concept of accountability for our innermost thoughts and beliefs. 2. Consider how we might purify our hearts in light of this concept. 3. Allah's justice takes into account individuals' circumstances. عليهم مؤصدة, sealed in the fire. The fire of Allah is described as tightly closed upon those inside. This shows that the punishment is impossible to escape. Reflections and lessons. 1. Consider the comfort and relief of being in positive situations versus the distress of negative ones. 2. Understand that some punishments or consequences might be inescapable. 3. Reflect on the importance of freedom. في عمد ممددة, pillars of fire. The verse describes people in the fire as being in extended pillars. This could mean they are chained to pillars like prisoners or surrounded by pillars with the fire between them. The pillars are extended, making the fire feel even tighter. Reflections and lessons. 1. Understand that some situations can be incredibly restrictive and difficult to escape from. 2. Think about the people who feel trapped in difficult circumstances compared to your freedom.